Hello. I literally just finished a therapy session, so I just wanted to come and talk a bit, I guess, because I don't know, that was very confusing. I wanted to talk about things that have been happening this week and how shit things have been. But didn't really get onto that, I guess. I spoke a little bit about what's been going on in my area with the shooting, but moved on from that pretty quickly. I mentioned my DID and then trauma, and we just started getting into DID stuff, It wasn't with my usual therapist, she's been away, so I booked a little top-up session, I guess. We just focused a lot on it, She started saying about how everyone's got parts and that that you can get really blended with your parts and not feel like you and stuff, and I'm just sat there no, I literally black out, I don't remember. It's a big difference. But she was very focused on Texas for some reason. I brought up about how Texas used to try and jump off the bridge and burn us, and then she was just really focused on that and talking about what does Texas want? What does she want? And what does she think about that right now? And can you ask her what she's protecting you from? Or what is she protecting? Or can you tell us what she's trying to tell you? I don't know, she's just stood there in the doorway shut the fuck up, you're not getting anything out of me, I don't know you, I don't trust you. We just, I hate talking to new therapists because you have to start all over, My current therapist knows everything that happened to me as a kid, and I hate the fact that I have to start all over from the start again and tell the story again, and it's very draining, having to tell everything from the get-go and blah blah blah. One thing she did tell me that literally just put me into shock was that I was telling her about everything that happened as a kid and how it stopped because I refused to go home once, and my teacher basically called up my family and sorted shit, and she was like, you sorted it, and I was like, well, no, my teacher sorted it, and she was like, no, you sorted it, you did it, you refused to go home, that was you took initiative and you fixed it, you stopped what was happening because you refused to go home. And I was just sat there don't tell me that. I wasn't ready for that kind of revelation. But yeah, because she asked Texas what she was protecting, and she was like, us? I don't know, you? Rebecca? So then I had to explain who Rebecca was, and how she's been locked away, and she's the original, and I'm not the original, and how we don't know where she is, and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, so our inner world has the main house, and then there's the corridors, and then you can go outside, and I don't know where in our inner world she is, because there are altars that live outside. There's the leader of the Lost Boys in the woods, there's Himiko out in the pool, there's Vidalia in the tree outside. Like, there are alters that live outside. So, is Rebecca outside somewhere? Is she down in the boathouse? Like, the fact that my inner world has expanded and gotten larger and larger, the more I've opened up and looked and accepted shit, it's like, it just gives more places for her to hide. And she's like, she's like, stop, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. She's like, you need to not be thinking of the pool, you need to be not thinking of out there, you need to not be thinking of upstairs, you need to make this smaller, you need to bring it down, you can't be imagining this whole. And I'm like, I'm not, I don't go there. As the host, I don't go there. I can get to maybe the bottom of the stairs and that's it. I've never been outside, I've never seen it, I don't go to my inner world. Like, they tell me, they draw it, they make it in Minecraft, I dream of it, I've never been there. I've never, like, freely wandered around in my own little imaginary world. Like, I know that it's where they are, you know, when they come forward and they, like, when I go back inside the headspace, it's black, it's just black, it's like I'm asleep. I feel like I've passed out and woken up. Whereas when they come out and they say, where have you been? You know, you go, where have you been while Bo was out? They go, oh, I've been in my room. Or, oh, I've been up by the pool. Or, oh, I've been exploring, you know. Like, I don't control what they say. But, like, yeah, just don't do that. Don't think about that. I'm like, okay, just ignore them. Just ignore the possibility that Rebecca is somewhere out in the rest of the inner world and not in the house. You know, like, she could be upstairs in the house, and she was just probably like, no, don't even think about upstairs. Don't think about the corridors. Don't think about anything. Like, but then she was like, you've got to find Rebecca, find her door, and unlock it. Maybe it's not you who unlocks it. Maybe it's Texas. And Texas has stood there like, if anyone, it's going to be Raya. Like, she just didn't listen to us. She was very much focused on Texas and what Texas wants to achieve and what Texas's job is, and giving her a new job, and I don't know. Like, we got into all of that because, and like, I wanted to talk about shit that's happened this week. I wanted to talk about bad shit that's happened, and I just kind of just messed me up a little bit more than helped, really. It's like, am I just supposed to ignore my inner world? Am I supposed to just be like, no, stop lying, stop daydreaming when my alters tell me about the inner world? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Wah, Spacey. Hello. Come on. No switching. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I just wanted to talk, I guess. Just talking about, like, we just brought up so much old shit that I've already spoken to my therapist about, and talking about alters and ignore them and focus on Texas. Focus on Texas. Please ask Texas what she wants. And Texas. I don't think going for my main protector is gonna do good. The oldest alter in my system, other than me, you know, I don't think that would be good to tackle. I don't know. I'm just gonna go now. I don't know what I'm seeing. apparently I'm hungry. Yeah. Life's shit.